Gardens are magic places, and they often exude the personality of the people who tend them. And the garden we're going to visit today, my friend Cathy, she has a spirit of welcomeness and a love for nature and the plants that she has in her garden. And it's a wonderful place to be. I'm going to take you along to see Cathy's garden, and you won't be disappointed. Let's go. Hey guys, it's Kelly at Garden Discovery, and I'm here at my friend's house, Cathy. Say hi, Cathy.
Hello, Cathy. Oh, wait. Hello, Kelly.
Your garden is so beautiful, and what I wanted to ask you is, was it always like this, or did you design it little by little? You've been in this house a long time, right?
We have been in this house for 54 years. And so we've made hundreds of changes. But at this point, I think all the changes are done. Now we just have to keep up.
What I love about your garden, and the first time I saw it, that's what I was struck by, it was how welcoming it feels.
Oh, good.
Because you have so much outside space that just invites people to sit down and spend some time with you.
Good, thanks. We have a big family, so when there are family events, usually we wind up here. That's why there's like 4 or 5 tables and lots of umbrellas and an outdoor kitchen. That way we can take
kids' toys on the other side of the house.
Kids' toys, so we can take care of the family.
What about the koi pond? When did that go in?
I wish I could remember the year, but that was my husband and my daughter. One summer decided they were going to put a pond in, and I was against it. I said, no, I don't need a pond. I don't want a pond. Don't put a pond in. But they kept digging, and then they hauled in rocks, and just the two of them.
Something I would do.
The two of them built it in a summer, and I love it. I'm so glad they did it.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Now, what does it entail keeping up with the pond and the fish?
The fish are really easy unless we get a big bird that wants to eat the fish. But it's a week, once a week.
We get big birds here.
Yes, we've had a heron who's 4 feet tall. He came for a summer and ate a few fish. But it's just once a week I clean out the filters, and probably 2 or 3 times a week I feed the fish.
That's all, 2 or 3 times, huh?
Oh yeah.
They're pretty good size, so most of them have been there a long time?
Yes, we've had them, most of them, for about 10 years.
Wow.
And then there's a few that are 3 or 4 years old.
And do they have names?
Everybody has a name for them. I don't, but everybody else.
You're just the fish.
My daughter and my grandchildren have their own special names for each of them.
That's cute. Well, this is a great memory for the grandkids to have.
Yeah, Lincoln
and for your daughter to do that job with your husband.
Absolutely.
And I bet Brian has great memories too.
Yes.
That's her husband, Brian.
Brian.
Hi, Brian. He's in the house.
Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah.
Lincoln will fish the pond every once in a while with a pretend fishing pole.
That's funny. Well, I came bearing gifts.
Oh.
And you know me, I'm a cheapskate, so that's Dollar Tree gifts.
Oh, really? They have these at Dollar Tree?
They do right now.
Oh my
Dollar Tree is
gosh.
very seasonal, so you got to get there in the late winter, early spring, and summer, and then boom, it's gone. There's no gardening stuff at all.
Okay,
I don't know if you like gladiolas,
I do love them,
but
and
that's
I had
what you
them.
got.
I had them, and then I didn't. So, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm like always buying. They have seeds too, so if you want seeds, it's like 4 for $1.
Oh my
25
gosh.
cents each if you don't have $1.
Perfect. Thank you.
Now, another special feature in your garden is your grapevine.
Yes.
And you have it running over your arbors, like your little decked areas and your arbor around the back of the house and along the fence here between you and the neighbors. And it's just starting right now to leaf out.
Right. We trim them, and then we just kind of wait for them to come back. They're really easy, and they're so pretty when it's full. Next time you'll have
They're
to come
gorgeous. When I was here, and you guys can look into the video where we did the succulent pumpkins. They were still in full leaf then, and it's gorgeous to see. And I'm inspired. I'm kind of jealous and want some grapevines now, just got to say.
They're easy.
Now, how long did it take for you? How long have they been here? When did you plant them about?
Oh, probably 15 years ago.
Really?
Well,
Well,
but they grow
obviously
fast.
they're mature because you can see the trunks, the vines, they're thick.
And we do get grapes.
That's my other question was,
Yeah.
do you actually get grapes? Do you make wine?
No. We should. We should try that. Might be a
In
little
all
bit,
your spare
it
time?
might be a little bit more work than I want, but yeah. I like the fact that we get grapes because on the arbors the grapes hang from the vines and it just looks really cool.
It is really, really neat. And I'm going to have to come and revisit when it's like that in full bloom. Well, not full bloom, but I guess I do bloom. I don't know anything about grapevines. And you know, that's funny seeing how I grew up in the Central Valley. Grapevines everywhere.
Right.
And I know nothing about grapes except you can make wine from them.
Well, I don't think you really get blooms. I think you just get small grapes, and eventually you'll look and go, oh, look at the whole thing's full of grapes.
And Cathy and I were talking on that one of the things that we share is we love gardens and we love the plants. We love the beauty of it. We love nature. However, we don't know botanical names and we could care less.
Exactly. Exactly. That's my purple flower.
I'm sure there's a purpose to it and a very good purpose. It probably gives you if you know the botanical roots, names of things, then it probably gives you an idea of the care that they need and where they're happy and things like that. So I'm sure there's a very good purpose for it, but I don't have room in my brain for that.
Right.
At this
But
time.
I think you're making me want to do that a little bit more. Since I've retired, I've actually tried to recognize the plants and where they would grow best, the height that they get. But I think
Maybe we're going to have to start a club.
Great.
We're going to have to start a club right here in your welcoming garden.
Perfect.
And you and I, whoever else that pops up along the way, we can sit here and we can learn a little bit about botany at a time, like names and, classifications. And I don't even know what you call it.
We could have
terms.
a class.
Yeah. But a fun class
Yes.
with wine.
And no homework.
No, no homework. No. Boo. I don't do math either. I just want you to know that.
Okay. Aren't you a bookkeeper?
I tell my boss. I said, it's God's joke that I do math all day. So what are your favorite plants that you have in the garden?
Irises, but they don't seem to be blooming this year because I split them. I moved, they just became...
Divided them.
I divided them, thank you. So I don't have any blossoms on those. And then the other that I plant every year and spend a lot of money on the bulbs are dahlias.
I love
And maybe
dahlias.
a third of them.
Same with me.
So-
the only thing that you are able to grow well is lantana, and I can't. The only time I did have it growing, and it was growing pretty good, they got ate by deer.
Oh, yes.
And that's the other thing is that I'm jealous you don't get deer.
Once in a great while, we get deer. One morning I woke up and there was a deer just munching on the apple tree all by itself. So I thought, okay, well, he's come a ways for these nice apples. But I think dahlias are my favorite plant, and I hope that I get dahlias this year. Because I planted
I have
2
some
dozen of
dahlias
them.
that came back up, and the thing here is that you can keep the bulbs in the ground. You don't have to overwinter like everywhere else.
Right.
Especially this year, we really didn't get any bad freezes. We usually get a couple, but this year, not bad at all. And I just find that my dahlias, they come back up. So I do have them growing, and fingers crossed. I've never had a great dahlia year. I've had one or two with success, but nothing dazzling. So, I tend to go with plants that I am comfortable with because of their ease to grow and manage.
Well, and dahlias should be like that, but for some reason that doesn't happen.
Well, I feel better now about it. But the lantana, you just say you throw it there. That's basically...
It does really well here, but then again,
fine.
like you said, I've seldom have any deer in my yard.
I even have some in a pot, a big pot, and I thought, I'll put it in a pot and try that way, where I can move it if there's critters. But it's not doing. It's still alive, but
what color is
barely.
it?
I think it's purple, but it hasn't bloomed since I first got it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I just have a hard time with lantana.
Because it is such an easy plant here.
Yeah, I see it growing wild some places and I can't grow it. But that's gardening,
Absolutely.
right? I mean, there's things that maybe I can grow that you've never been able to grow or haven't tried or whatever, but that's part of gardening. And, I named it Garden Discovery, the channel, because you're constantly discovering things about gardening, things about nature, animals, wildlife, and yourself.
Your patience.
Yes, which I don't have any. I never have.
And the other thing is you're on the other side of the freeway, and the soil is really different between these two sides.
Are you sandier, do you think? I don't think so.
I think we are sandier.
We have a lot of gophers.
So do we. Gophers and voles.
That's in North County,
Mice,
in gardening.
rats.
That's the biggest topic is gardening, is that we all have in common is gopher problems.
And that's why I wouldn't mind the big bird, the big heron, because he likes gophers.
Well, that's the thing I always think of. Is it that we're lacking natural predators? But I see hawks all the time.
But I've never
circling
seen
around.
one get a gopher
Me
in my
either.
yard.
Maybe they're getting fed on other things too well.
That could be it.
And you don't see as many gopher snakes as you used to either. And
I
that's a big problem
don't
too.
think I've ever seen one in my garden.
I have. We had year before last, it was summer and it was really a hot streak. And yeah, there was one really, probably 3 feet long. And you would think it was a rattler, but I guess they mimic rattlers. It wasn't. It was a garden snake.
So you left him alone?
Well, I won't tell you the demise of it. I didn't do anything to it myself. I wouldn't. But I don't like the fact that I knew there was a snake there either. These are the fun things about gardening.
You want to be outside and enjoy everything, but when a snake or a skunk
or a worm
or a possum or worm, snail.
I guess we're actually pretty lucky because we don't have like scorpions. I've never seen a scorpion. Like anything terribly dangerous.
Not dangerous.
Yeah.
The ugly, maybe like the potato bugs.
Yeah, potato bugs.
We get those.
Fun. Yeah.
Are you growing vegetables in your garden this
I
year?
have a few. I'm not a big veggie grower, but I do have lettuce. It's getting ready to be done. It's getting ready. They call it to bolt, go to seed. Because we got that warm bit of weather for I don't even know if it was a full week, but the lettuce thought it was done. I always have green onions because they're easy. Green onions are like super easy to grow.
Really? Okay.
And you can keep pinching them and, they'll grow back. And I'm trying carrots. They did sprout, so I have little sprouts. So we'll see. It's the first time. I have that blackberry, remember I told you, and you're like, I hope you didn't plant it in the ground. I didn't. It's in a barrel, but I think it grew through the ground.
Oh, they are aggressive, but they're so good.
Yeah. I pick them right off because it hasn't produced enough for me to like take a whole bowl into the house, and make something with it. I just pick them off in the garden when I'm, you don't have to go in the house to have lunch. What else? I have kale. Kale is so easy to grow.
I should plant kale again. We planted it before and used it every day in a vegetable juice thing.
I like it in salads, yeah. Kale is super easy to grow. And I've had my kale that's growing right now has been in there for probably a year. So what are you growing? I saw your little...
We have a raised bed over here with some lettuce and beets. But down on the hill I have a pepper 4 tomato plants, and 3 artichoke plants.
I have artichokes. They're my video, so
Oh.
you can see. I just saw my first artichoke like a week ago.
Very
And
exciting.
you know what the funny thing is? I'm not growing them for the artichokes. I want to see what the flowers look like because they look like
Afterwards?
beautiful. Yeah,
The purple.
yeah. I mean, it's not that I don't like artichokes. It's just I think the flowers are gorgeous from what I've seen. So I
They
wanted
are.
to try that.
On my artichoke plants, on one of them, I got 10 artichokes last year.
Wow.
So you can get a lot. You can have enough for when they go to seed and have a purple flower and eat them also.
Ah. Well, I'll try that.
Yeah.
No, I guess I was thinking they only produce like 1 or 2 fruits. They are fruits, right?
Yeah, I don't
They're
know.
fruits.
Fruit, vegetable.
You can tell us, are they fruits or veggie?
Is a fruit?
Did you put yours in gopher baskets?
Yes.
I did too. I'm like,
Everything
yeah, I'm
here
not
is in a
gonna-
gopher basket.
Is it? Yeah, you have to here. And I use those for smaller plants, use those cheap wire baskets from Dollar Tree. I've had them in now for 2 years. I think they ate through one and got to some of my Mexican feathergrass. But
Oh.
I kind of want to get rid of the Mexican feathergrass anyway. Do you know why I planted it? I liked the way it looked when I went through the drive-through at Starbucks. Thought it was really pretty, and it is pretty. And maybe you can get a
It's very
sterile
aggressive.
variety if you could. That'd be great. Yeah, it just sends seeds everywhere and fuzz, and so I do want to get rid of it. It's just I'm not ready yet. I tend to hold on to things like dearly, and I don't want to let them go. And then once I've decided, then it's gone. It's just ripped out. It takes me a while.
I'll have to go pick up a Starbucks and check it out.
Let's go. Cathy, thank you so much for letting us come and look at your garden. And it's been a lot of fun talking gardening with you.
And we're going to do a road trip and go see more gardens.
We planned a road trip to see more gardens. What was the place you were telling me about?
Fioli.
So stay tuned. We're going to go there too. Thanks so much for joining Garden Discovery. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I hope you would share and subscribe to the channel. And we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.